Hi, my name is Jamie, and this video is about astral projection, lucid dreaming, and out-of-body experiences. And for today's video, I just wanted to make a really quick video about just recently about how I've been easing up on myself and how remarkable of a shift I've had in my own practice. And so I in the hopes that it would maybe help you with your own practices as well, because when I first started getting back into astral projection, as you might know from my previous videos, I was very hard on myself, and I would set these goals and just not meet them, and I would get very frustrated, and I can be very much a doer in that way where I'm going to get things done. And the minute that I actually decided, you know, this is ridiculous, I cannot do this anymore, and decided to ease up on myself, everything really fell into place, and it's been an interesting experience in its own way, because I really am getting the sense that there's this like communication of like, you know, the subconscious and the conscious, and this idea that like, you know, you do the work, you do the foundation work, you know, you do your reality checks, you know, you look for your dream signs if that's your gig. You read a ton about it, you know, you become passionate about it, you watch videos, and you do the work, and then, you know, there has to be a level of letting go and just letting the work work. And I think for me, this has been just incredibly different shift for me, because the more I let go and the more I release this idea that I'm going to do it all the time, the more results I have. I mean, I've had a small handful of these experiences just recently, and it's been just incredible to be able to just have it be easier than I was making it before. So, you know, I think there is something to be said about that. So, if that helps. The other thing I just wanted to mention was an experience I had recently, just to share. I don't have much intention. I haven't set up an intention to go to before if I'm successful. And I've done this intentionally. I've not set an intention because I'm still in this process of trying to figure out what my practice needs to look like. And so I don't really feel like I'm ready to like kind of like find a job that I want to do, or, you know, search for certain things. I got into that a lot in the past, which is why I can kind of check off boxes that I did, like, I tried different things, but now I don't feel compelled to do that. And so what's going on now is that basically what happens is I've had these out-of-body experiences where I can feel myself come out of my body, and it's almost like, because I haven't set the intention for what I want to do at that time, my subconscious feels like it just takes over, and I just sort of am watching as an observer myself do things. And so I'm lucid, you know, I'm there, but I'm not necessarily hugely in the driver's seat either. It's a really interesting thing, and I'll leave this video with just one example of this. I had I don't feel the vibrations for these kinds of experiences, and I'm not sure why. What happened is that I became lucid in the split second that I became lucid. I was in my room kind of having a false awakening, and I felt myself get out of my body, rise out of my body. Again, no intention to this, just a feeling of purpose though. And I moved, and it was very clear that what I was going to do was I was going to go wake up my son. And so I went into his room, and I even said kind of in my head, stay calm, you know, don't have too many emotions, if this works. And it did, whatever that might mean. I saw his figure get out of his body, and kind of was confused, and I said, well, let's go on an adventure together, and I'm going to teach you about, you know, projecting and what the dreamscape might look like. And we had quite the time. And in part of the experience, actually, towards the end, he ended up having like a ton of soda. There was like a soda machine, and I was like, drink as much as you want, you know, it's just a dream, just drink as much soda as you want. And he had brought with him a cup that we actually have here at the house. It's a cup from the cartoon PJ Masks. And so the next morning I was so anxious to talk to him. Now, mind you, he's 4. And he did not have any idea. I mean, he was just like, I mean, he's really coming into his own, and I'm teaching him as much as I can, but he didn't know at all what that was about. He had no idea. And I said, well, so I told him the experience that I had, and I said, well, which cup would you have brought with you if you had to choose one to bring? And he did say that he would have brought the PJ Masks cup. So that was kind of a cool little extra for this particular experience. So anyways, that's it for today. I hope that experience helps anybody in some way. Certainly one that I have decided to document on this channel because it involves my son, and I think that it's pretty cool. So hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for listening.